Hello students, today I am going to start the new chapter, that is basic concepts of chemistry. In this lesson we are going to learn the fundamental laws laws of combination, the basic calculations, the basic conversions, etc. we are going to learn. Let us start with matter. What do you mean by matter? How we are going to classify matter? What are the properties of matter? What are the measurable properties of matter, etc. we are going to learn. Okay. Anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. Air is matter, water is matter, stone is matter, myself is matter, my notebook is matter. It means anything which occupies space, means for occupation it requires space and it has mass, then we call it as matter. Okay. Next, classification of matter. Mainly we are classifying the matter on the basis of its physical state and its chemical composition or chemical state. Based on physical state, that we are classifying the matter as solids, liquids and gases. Based on its chemical state or chemical composition, we are classifying the matter as pure and impure. Based on physical state, we are classifying solids, liquids and gases, and we call it as physical classification of matter. Based on purity, whether the matter is pure or impure, based on that we are classifying the matter as pure matter or impure matter, and we call it as chemical classification. It means we are classifying the matter based on physical state, we call it as physical classification. Based on its chemical composition, we call it as chemical classification. Briefly, I am going to explain about the properties of solids, liquids and gases. You know that solids have definite shape, definite volume. Liquids do not have definite shape, but they have a definite volume. Gases do not have definite shape and definite volume. Why solids have definite shape and definite volume? Let us know. You know that solids have definite shape, definite and definite volume because of close packing of particles. Because of close packing of particles, the solids have a definite shape and they have a definite volume. For example, in case of solids, the particles are closely packed. Because of close packing, there is no movement of particles. Because of there is no movement of particle, the particles are arranged in a definite manner. Because of that definite arrangement of particles, it has a definite shape. Definite shape of solid because of close packing. Whenever the particles are close packed, there is no movement of the particles. Because of that no movement, it means all the particles are arranged in a fixed manner, fixed arrangement. Because of that, they have a definite shape, and because of this, they have a definite volume also. They have definite shape as well as definite volume. This is in case of solids. In case of liquids, the molecules are there, but the molecules have some gap. There is no close packing. Because of not close packing, the molecules can move from one place to another place. For example, the molecule with respect to this molecule is here. It means this is molecule 1. With respect to this, another molecule is there, and this molecule can move, or it can change the position from this point to this point, this point to this point. It means in all directions the molecule can be movable. Because of this reason, they have a definite volume, but they don't have a definite shape. There is no definite shape because of movement of the particles. They have definite volume because the gap, intermolecular space between the two molecules is fixed. You cannot change, you cannot increase the distance between the two molecules, or you cannot decrease the distance between the two molecules. That is, the intermolecular space among the particle is fixed. Because of that, they have a definite volume. Because of the movement of the particles, there is no fixed arrangement, so they do not have a definite shape. In case of gases, the molecules are very far away. There is a large intermolecular space is there, so they are not attracted each other. Because of this large intermolecular space, they don't have a definite volume. Volume is not fixed, and this volume can be changed. It means by applying the pressure, the intermolecular space can be decreased. But here we are unable to decrease the intermolecular space by applying pressure, but here we can decrease the intermolecular space because these two molecules do not experience repulsion, but here the molecules experience repulsion. Because of that repulsion, they maintain a constant distance. Here there is no repulsion is there, so we can decrease its volume, and there is no regular arrangement of the particle. Because of that, they do not have a definite shape. It means that definite volume is because of fixed intermolecular space, and definite shape is because of fixed arrangement of particles in 3 dimensions. So this is about the brief introduction or introduction about solids, liquids and gases. Okay, next. Second type of classification, that is chemical classification. Based on chemical composition, we are classifying the matter as pure matter and impure matter. In pure matter, the matter has same kind of concentration, same kind of composition. There is no change in composition. If a matter is pure, this is a part of that matter. Each and every part of the matter has same chemical composition. If they have same chemical composition, we call it as each and every part of this has same chemical composition, then we call it as pure form, pure matter. If the matter has different composition, here is different composition, here is different composition, here is different composition, then each and every part may be having different chemical composition, then we call it as impure matter or mixture. It means based on chemical composition, we are classifying the matter as pure and impure. pure matter has same composition, whereas impure matter has different composition, and this impure matter we call it as mixture, whereas pure matter is nothing but elements and compounds. Carbon dioxide, it is having two types of elements, that is carbon and oxygen. But composition of carbon dioxide, if we have taken certain amount of carbon dioxide, each and every carbon dioxide molecule has same composition, then we call it as pure matter. Oxygen, pure matter. Sodium chloride, pure matter if it is 100% pure. H2SO4, pure matter if it is 100% pure. Whenever they have 100% purity, then we call pure matter. The example for pure matter is elements and compounds, whereas example for impure matter is mixtures. Mixtures are nothing but impure form of matter. Why mixtures are impure? Because their composition is not different, is not same. Its composition is different. For example, we are giving air as a mixture. Air is not a pure matter, it is an impure matter, because its air's composition is not same, it is changing. Generally, air contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Nitrogen has 71%, carbon dioxide has 78%, oxygen has 21%, and remaining 1% is carbon dioxide. If we consider air contains only 3, but air contains many other gases also. It contains helium, it contains hydrogen, different gas, some noble gases also present in the air. If we neglecting all those, we consider only nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, this will be the composition of air. But air composition in traffic area is different. Composition of air which is in a traffic area, that is in any busy traffic, there composition of air is different. In forest, composition of air is different. Here carbon dioxide level is very high, here carbon dioxide level is lower. Oxygen level is more, here oxygen level may be less. Even though nitrogen, okay, let us consider nitrogen concentration is same, but there is change in concentration of oxygen and carbon dioxide in traffic area and in forest. It means air is not having a definite composition, because of that we are saying air is a mixture. Means anything which is having different composition, then we call it as a mixture. It is not pure. Air is a matter, okay, but it is a impure matter because its composition changes. Water, drinking water, different area has different composition. Bidar water is different, Gulbarga water is different. Bidar water contains sulfur, acidic in nature, whereas Gulbarga water is basic in nature, or we can say basic alkaline in nature. Why it is basic? Because of the presence of more calcium, magnesium. It is acidic because of the presence of sulfur. Bidar water contains sulfur content. Gulbarga water contains calcium, magnesium. Because of that it is giving alkaline nature or basic nature to water. It means same water which are having the formula H2O, drinking water I am saying, this H2O has different composition. Because of that we are not saying it is a pure matter, but it is a impure matter. Okay, here I am going to stop about that. Okay. Okay, next the properties of matter. Properties in that, the properties of matter means the fundamental characters of matter are mass and weight, first one, second one is volume, third one is density, and fourth one is temperature. Mass, that is amount of matter present in a system, nothing but the mass. Amount of matter, amount of quantity of matter present in a system, present in a body is nothing but mass. Weight is nothing but, it is the force exerted by the body towards the gravity. The force exerted by a body towards the gravity is nothing but weight. For example, we have taken one flower. This flower has certain number of petals, certain number of anthers, certain number of stigma. It means different contents are present in flower. The number of all these things nothing but the mass of the flower. Otherwise, let us take a human body. Number of cells present in a human body is nothing but the mass of the body. Mass of the body nothing but the number of cells or number of amount of matter, number of atoms, number of cells present in a system, present in a body is nothing but mass of the body. But weight is different. Weight is nothing but force exerted by body towards gravity. Because of gravity, a type of force is exerted towards the center of the earth, and that force nothing but weight. Okay. Weight can be given by a formula. Weight is equals to mass into gravity. Means weight of a body is nothing but a type of force exerted towards the center of the earth, and weight of the body is given by mass of the body into g. As you know, absolute mass of a body we cannot measure. That is, number of cells present in a body cannot measure. Number of atoms present in a substance we cannot measure. Number of molecules present in a body we cannot measure. So absolute mass of body cannot be measured. So we are comparing the mass of the different bodies based upon the weight exerted by the body towards the center. For example, we have two objects and the weight of that objects is W1 and W2. Just we are comparing mass of the two bodies. W1 is mass of the first body, W2 is the mass of the second body. We can measure by using balance. W1 we can measure, W2 we can measure by using chemical balances, by using physical fractional balances, by using balances we can measure W1 and W2. That is, weight of the bodies can be measured. Already we know that this W1 is because of mass present in the body, that is m1, and acceleration due to gravity, that is z. And W2, that is mass of the body, is equals to weight of the body is equals to m2, that is mass of the body, into acceleration due to gravity. It means both the bodies are exerted toward the center of the gravity. If any body exert more force, that body's mass must be more. For example, here let us consider W2 is greater than W1. That is, weight exerted by a body is greater than weight exerted by the body first one. So in this case, GG get cancels because both the bodies are exerted by same force, same acceleration due to gravity. So we are cutting it. But practically we come to know that W2 is greater than W1. So it means that M2 is greater than M1. Just we are comparing the masses. Absolute mass of the body we cannot measure. Because of that, we are measuring the mass of the body as the weight of the body, because weight exerted by the weight, that is nothing but the force, and it is exerted towards the center of the earth, that is due to gravity. So we can say W1 is equals to M1 into G, W2 is equals to M2 into G. Both are exerted by same acceleration due to gravity. They get cancelled. By this we come to know that M2, which is having higher weight, the mass of the second body is greater than the mass of the first body. So by this way we can compare. Okay. And SI unit of mass is kilogram. And we are measuring in different way, that is milligram, microgram, nanogram, picogram. In this way we are going to measure the mass of the body. Okay, next, volume. Second property of the matter, that is volume. Volume is nothing but the space occupied by the matter. Any matter, how much space is occupying, that will be the volume of the matter. So volume of the matter generally we are measuring as length into breadth into height. If we are measuring the volume of the classroom, then length of the classroom, breadth of the classroom and height of the classroom, the product of these three will give the volume of the classroom. And all matter consists of, the atoms and molecules are considered as spherical objects. So the volume of spherical bodies can be measured by formula 4 by 3 pi r cube. I think you know that, where r is radius of the sphere or radius of the atom, radius of the molecule. Okay, by this, by using this formula we can calculate volume of molecule or volume of atoms, where atoms and molecules are considered as a spherical objects. Okay, next one, density. Density can be given by mass by volume. As the mass of the body increase, there is increase in the density of the body. As the volume of the body increase, the density of the body decrease. Whenever we consider a constant mass, if the volume goes on increasing, there is decrease in the density. If we consider the volume as constant, there is increase in the mass, then there is increase in the density. So the ratio between mass and volume is called density. And last one, important property of matter, that is temperature. Temperature is nothing but the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. How much it is having, how much it is hot or how much it is cold comparison with other bodies is measured based on its temperature. In other words, we can say that temperature is the intensity of heat associated with a body. Any body, if it is having certain temperature, how much amount of heat is present in that body, we are going to measure. That is nothing but temperature. Different units are there, that is Kelvin temperature is there, degree Celsius is there, degree Fahrenheit is there. Let us know one by one. Now, measurement of physical quantities. Let us know what do you mean by measurement and what are the different quantities we are going to measure. Measurement means the comparison of a physical quantity with a standard is called measurement. We want to measure the mass of a body, we want to measure volume of a body, we wanted to measure the temperature of a body, or we want to measure any other physical quantity. Just we are comparing with a known quantity. For example, my body weight is 60 kg. It means I am 60 times heavier than 1 kg. Here 1 kg or 1 kg is nothing but it is the standard unit or standard. We are making this much amount is 1 kg. Just by comparing that 1 kg, how much is heavier? Any other body? That type of measurement, or simply we call it as measurement. Okay. The measurement always involves two pieces of information. Means the measurement inform two things. One is magnitude, another one is unit. Magnitude, nothing but how much. 10 kg, here magnitude is 10 and unit is kg. It means that the given object is 10 times heavier than 1 kg. 10 centimeter or 10 meter, it means that the given object is 10 times longer than 1 meter. Here 1 meter is a unit length. The length of the room is 5 meter. It means that the length of the room is 5 times longer than 1 meter. It means all measurement involves two informations. One is magnitude and another one is unit. Whether it is a length, whether it is a volume, whether it is a area, whether it is a mass, whether it is pressure, based on the property, it has different unit, and another one a piece of information, that is magnitude. Okay. Next, the different system of units are there. Previously we are using different units. We are using CGS system, we are using FPS system, we are using MKS system. Now we are using international system, we call it as SI system, system of international or international system. CGS system, nothing but C, centimeter, gram, second. Previously we are using that. FPS system, foot, pound, second. MKS system, meter, kilogram, second. Means here we have the basic units, basic fundamental properties or basic units, that is length, mass and time. Previously we are using all these systems. British peoples are using FPS systems, other country people using different system. To make uniform throughout the world, the system of international or IUPAC made a system of measurement, and that system we call it as international system. Now we are using that international system, or simply we can call it as SI system. Here I am going to explain, or I am going to measure only those properties which are useful for chemistry. Main things, that is, the different physical quantities we are going to measure here are mass, volume, pressure and temperature. Mass, that is the amount of matter present in the body, is nothing but mass. Mass is not going to change, it is always constant. Weight can be changed but mass cannot be changed. Mass remain constant. There is no change in mass of the system, but there is change in weight of the system. If I am measuring 60 kilogram, I may measure heavier or lighter if my mass is measured at equator or poles. It means different area has different G value, because of that my weight may changes. If I am weighing here 60 kilogram but my kg weighs 10 kilogram at moon, because the acceleration due to gravity at moon is 1/6 times than earth. Because of it means that weight can be changed but mass cannot be changed. We cannot change the mass but we can change the weight, because weight depends upon acceleration due to gravity. As the acceleration due to gravity changes, weight of the body also changes. For example, my weight is 60 kg, but my weight is when I measured at moon, my weight become 10 kg, but mass of my body remains same. Number of cells present in my body same. Number of eyes, number of ears, number of teeth, number of hairs, everything is same. It means mass of the body is not going to change, it is a constant, but my weight is changing. Why my weight is changing? That is, force exerted towards the center of the gravity changes, G value changes. Because of that change in G value, my weight changes. Okay. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, that is kg, and the other units are gram, milligram, microgram, nanogram, etc. Nowadays, nanotechnology, nanoscience is very interesting or hot areas. So, nanogram nothing but here 10 to the power of minus 9 grams. Okay. Now let us know the conversions. Here 1 kg is equals to 10 to the power of 3 gram. That is 1 kilogram, kilo nothing but 1000. So 1 kilogram equals to 10 to the power of 3 gram, that is nothing but 1000 gram. In the same way, 1 gram when we compare with kg, that is equals to 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. Next, 1 gram is nothing but 10 to the power of 3 milligrams. Means 1 gram contain 1000 milligrams. 1000 milligrams make 1 gram. So 1 milligram is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 3 gram. Next, 1 gram equals to 10 to the power of 6 microgram, or 1 microgram equal to 10 to the power of 6 minus 6 gram. Okay, this is about the conversion of mass. Next, one, volume. Already I told you, volume is nothing but the space occupied by objects. The SI unit of volume is cubic meter. The other units are cubic centimeter, milliliter, liter, cubic decimeter. And let us know their conversions. 1 cubic meter or 1 meter cube, 1 m to the power of 3, that is equal to 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. We can expand that as 1 meter, 1 into 1 meter into 1 meter. And we know that 10 decimeter equals to 1 meter. So 10 decimeter equals to 1 meter. So here in place of 1 meter we are writing 10 decimeter into 10 decimeter into 10 decimeter. So this become 10 to the power of 3 decimeter cube, or 1 meter cube equals to 10 to the power of 3 cubic decimeter, or 1 cubic decimeter equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 cubic meter. If we want to convert 1 cubic meter into cubic centimeter, then again 1 cubic meter nothing but 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, but we know that 1 meter is nothing but 100 centimeter, 100 centimeter, 100 centimeter. So this become 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 2, cm, that is cm cube. So 1 cubic meter nothing but 10 to the power of 6 cubic centimeter, or 1 cubic centimeter nothing but 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meter. So 1 cubic decimeter cube nothing but 1 liter. 1 liter nothing but 1 cubic decimeter, or 1 cubic decimeter nothing but 1 liter. 1 liter we call 1 liter as 1 cubic decimeter. In the same way 1 milliliter is nothing but 1 cubic centimeter. Based on volume conversion, let us solve one problem here. There is one problem, that is a laboratory beaker has a volume of 250 ml. What is the volume in cubic centimeter, in liter, in cubic meter and cubic decimeter? It means we have to convert 250 ml into cubic centimeter, into liter, into cubic meter and into cubic decimeter. Okay, first we have to convert 250 ml into cubic centimeter. We know that 1 ml equals to 1 cubic centimeter. Already I have given that. It means 1 ml nothing but 1 cubic centimeter. So 250 ml nothing but 250 cubic centimeter. So first question is solved. Okay, now the second one, that is we have to convert 250 ml into liter. Second one we have to convert that into liter. We know that 1 decimeter cube nothing but 1 liter. But here the substance is given in 250 ml, and we also know that 1 liter nothing but 1000 ml. 1 cubic decimeter nothing but 1 liter, this is nothing but 1000 ml, and 1000 ml nothing but, already we know that 1000 ml nothing but 1000 cubic centimeter. So 1000 ml is nothing but 1000 centimeter cube. 250 ml nothing but 250 centimeter cube. Here we have to convert that. We have to 1000 ml is equals to 1 liter, then 250 ml equals to how much? So 250 divided by 1000 into liter. ml get cancelled, so here this equals to 1 by 4 liter, that is nothing but 0.25 liter. Okay, next third one, that is we have to convert 250 ml into cubic meter. Okay, here the given, now we have to convert 250 ml into cubic meter. We know that one liter is equals to 1 cubic decimeter, and this 1 cubic decimeter nothing but 10 to the power of 3 cubic meter. There is no direct relationship between liter and cubic meter. Because of that, we have to take this intermediate, that is dm cube, that is cubic decimeter. We know that 1 liter nothing but 1000 ml. 1000 ml is equal to 10 to the power of 3 cubic meter. 1000 ml can be written as 10 to the power of 3 ml equals to 10 to the power of 3 cubic meter, or 1 ml is equals to 10 to the power of minus 3 here I have to write, sorry for this, and here also 10 to the power of 3 cubic meter. When it goes up, it becomes 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meter. So 1 ml is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meter, but our quantity is 250 ml. So 250 ml is equals to 250 ml into 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meter divided by ml, because here actually this is ml, 10 to the power of 3 ml. So this ml get cancels, and here 250 into 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meter, or 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 cubic meter. Next, last one, that is converting into cubic decimeter. We know that 1 liter equals to 1 cubic decimeter, or 1000 ml is equals to 1 cubic decimeter. We can write this as 10 to the power of 3 ml is equals to 1 cubic decimeter, or 1 ml is equals to 1 divided by 10 to the power of 3 ml into cubic decimeter, or 10 to the power of minus 3 cubic decimeter divided by ml. So our quantity is 250 ml. This 250 ml equals to 250 ml into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by ml into cubic decimeter. So this become cancels, and here 250 into 10 to the power of minus 3 cubic decimeter, or 0.25 cubic decimeter. In this way we are converting volumes in different quantities, different units. Second problem is density of seawater is 1.025 gram per cubic centimeter at 15 degrees Celsius. Convert the density into kilogram per cubic meter. So here the density is given in gram per cubic centimeter, and we have to convert that into kg per cubic meter. Okay. density is equals to 1.025 grams per cubic centimeter, and we have to convert this gram into kilogram and cubic centimeter into meter cube. Okay, 1.025, we know that 1 gram equals to 10 to the power of minus 3 kilogram, and 1 cubic centimeter is nothing but 10 to the power of 6 cubic meter, minus 6 cubic meter. So 1.025 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of 6 kilogram per cubic meter, or 1.025 10 to the power of 3 kg per cubic meter. Third problem, that is the distance between oxygen atom and hydrogen atom in a water molecule is 95.8 picometer. What is the distance in meter and nanometer? We have to calculate. Okay, first, that is conversion of 95.8 picometer into meter. In meter, we know that 1 picometer equals to 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. So 95.8 picometer equals to 95.8 picometer into 10 to the power of minus 12 meter divided by 1 picometer. So picometer get cancels. This is equals to 95.8 into 10 raised to minus 12 meter. Okay, second one, we have to convert 95.8 picometer into nanometer. Again, 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. We can write this as 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter into 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 nothing but 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into, this is nothing but a nanometer. So 1 picometer equals to 10 to the power of minus 3 nanometer. Okay, next 95.8 picometer in nanometer. 95.8 picometer into 10 raised to minus 3 nanometer divided by 1 picometer. So picometer get cancels. This is nothing but 95.8 10 to the power of minus 3 nanometer, or 9.58 10 to the power of minus 2 nanometer. By this I am going to stop. In the next video we will cover some more problems based on conversions. Thank you.